Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Travel News Tuesday. As always, guys, like the video on the way in. And we got a special announcement. We have new merch. We got some new merch. I'm going to just show you guys the website in a second. I do have the link pinned in the chat for my live viewers, and I have the link in the description box below this video for my people watching on the replay. So it is just trippinwithj.com. Easy. All right. Let me just show you guys what it looks like. So this is some of the new merch. I'm very proud. Been kind of planning this new merch and kind of designing it for myself, picking out specific suppliers that are high quality and also give you the best bang for your buck. Also, for the first 2 orders, you do get an automatic 10% off of the merch here. So I'm really, really proud of the Adidas hoodies. They are officially licensed by Adidas. So that's going to be a great look. At least the larger logo that you guys see here. I think this is pretty fly. And then on the side, it has the subscribe and also the hat. This is the old merch, the old hat that has Trippin with J on it. But the new one looks way better. Yeah. That quality there, man, is crazy. And on the side, it has also the subscribe button as well. Hopefully, everybody that's watching now is subscribed. And hopefully, you guys can go ahead and support the channel with merch as well, because this is being ran as a business. Although I love all you guys, man, this is a business at the end of the day. But also, trippinwithj.com is not only a place where you can buy merch, it is also a way for you to also keep track of what I post on YouTube and Instagram. And along with that, you also can donate and tip me directly, along with joining the weekly newsletter, where you guys will be sent everything valuable as far as travel goes every single week. So make sure you just type in your email address and you'll get curated and custom made newsletters from me. Like it's just a one man band, a one man sound here. It's just me. Don't have a team doing all this work for me. This is all me. So if you really want to go support the channel, man, trippinwithj.com is the place to be. So let's go ahead and go to our first. Well, actually, let's go to do the travel advisories first, man. So the travel advisories, a little bit has changed. And the things that have changed, it's related to what's going on in the Middle East, of course. Iraq, the DR got a level 2. I think it was always a level 2, if I'm not mistaken. And then the real one we got to talk about is Israel. Doesn't even have a level selected. That's a first. I've never just seen other there before. So let's find out why. First, Iraq. It's updated to reflect the ordered departure of non-emergency U.S. government personnel. And it says on June 11th, so that is just about a week ago, the DOS ordered the departure of non-emergency U.S. government personnel due to heightened regional tensions. So yeah, it's due to terrorism, rather, kidnapping, armed conflict, civil unrest, and the U.S. government's limited ability to provide emergency services to U.S. citizens in Iraq. Do not travel to Iraq for any reason. If you are not, U.S. government personnel, you really don't have a reason to visit Iraq, right? It's a very dangerous country. Let's go to Israel. So if you guys don't already know, the U.S. is currently involved indirectly, right as we make this stream, as of June 17th, we are indirectly involved in the war with Israel and Iran. So this is the reason why Israel is, I guess, upgraded to a super do not travel because it is being bombed by Iran as we speak. So this is a very, very dangerous situation and very volatile and unpredictable. situation. So definitely don't travel to Iran or Israel at this current moment. And if you have people that are there, tell them to leave immediately. And of course, don't travel to the West Bank, which is, you know, Palestinian kind of, but kind of not. But that's fine. Just don't go to that part of the world, period, at all. All right, guys, let's move on to the next news story. And it's a very short and small story that we can talk about together. I found it kind of funny, but it is how the water gun has become a symbol for Barcelona residents fed up with the tourism industry. So what has basically gone on here is that residents or people that live in Barcelona are fed up with all of the tourists in their city. So what they're doing, they're just getting these plastic water guns and just spraying tourists with water guns, which is kind of like, what is it, Songkran in Thailand, but it's like in Spain, right? It's crazy. So it's essentially just a way to annoy tourists and tell them not to really visit Spain. But to me, that's not going to stop. That's not going to stop the tourism, bro. It's really, really obnoxious. So it says a group of tourists were sitting out at an outside table in the Spanish city of Barcelona, trying to enjoy their drinks, when a woman raised a cheap plastic water gun and shot an arc of water at them, which I think is kind of hilarious. Her weapon of choice, the cheap squirt.
Bruh.
The cheap squirt variety. That's the last time y'all ever hear me say that. Is an interestingly common fixture at anti-tourism protests in the southern European country, where many locals fear that an overload of tourists is driving them from their cherished neighborhoods. How did the humble water gun become a symbol of discontent? Yo. What was the variety again? The cheap squirt variety. That is... Didn't think that would actually be in publication on the internet, dog. That's pretty funny to be in an official article. But this is such a silly article. I had to read it, man. I had to find out more about it, which is kind of ridiculous. But let's look at the main story of this live stream, which is the Air India crash that happened last week on Thursday. And I wanted to make a video earlier about it because I literally was streaming at the time or the day that it happened. But I think I wanted to wait a little bit longer for us to have additional details about the crash and about the sole survivor of that crash. Because the longer we wait, the more details come out. So I thought I would cover it fully here on a Tuesday, which is the normal day that we cover news. So if you guys don't already know, there was an airplane from India flying to the UK, flying to London, that went down about 30 seconds after it took off from the airport. And everyone on board, besides one person, survived. So this video here from AI Telly, which is a fantastic YouTube channel, by the way, they use very, very good visuals to go through damn near, like, when it happened same day, like a video comes out with everything explained about what happened, which is absolutely great work by these guys here. So go subscribe to AI Telly, and let's go ahead and find out what happened with the Air India crash.
Air India flight for...
Hold on, I think I gotta fix the audio. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Let me switch it to that. I think I'm gonna just speed it up a tiny bit as well. But this is super important, in my opinion, because we can kind of understand like what happened from India to London.
From Ahmedabad to London was
Oh, that's too fast. I'm gonna just play it at regular speed, bro. I got it.
carrying 242 people, 230 passengers, and 12 crew members. All lost their lives except one survived. Interestingly, a man seated in 11A near an emergency exit reportedly pushed the damaged emergency door after the crash. Mysteriously, a man walked out of the plane with no serious injury.
And we have footage of that as well coming up. Like the guy literally just walked away from the plane crash with his phone in his hand, like unscathed for the most part, which is absolutely wild.
We'll look at the various scenarios, how it might have crashed, was it dual engine failure, or should the flaps are retracted or not retracted, all analysis in the video ahead.
This is crazy.
Here is the detailed timeline. At 1:39 p.m., Flight AI-171 took off from runway 23 at Sardar Vallabh Bhai Patel International Airport in Ahmedabad. Weather conditions were reported to be stable with clear skies and good visibility, ideal for flying. Moments after takeoff, the aircraft climbed to an altitude of approximately 625 feet, or about 191 meters. Then, without warning, it began to lose altitude rapidly. Within a few minutes, around 1:42 p.m. It is here the flight crew made a distress call, declaring a mayday to air traffic control.
Yo, this is
This
wild.
urgent signal indicated a critical emergency. Tragically, it was the last communication ever received from the aircraft. In the 2 minutes that followed, radar and DSB tracking data showed that the aircraft had vanished from monitoring systems, indicating a sudden and uncontrollable descent. At around 1:44 p.m., the aircraft crashed into Meghani Nagar, a densely populated neighborhood just outside the airport perimeter. The plane struck a hostel building on the campus of BJ Medical College, where students were inside. The impact caused a massive explosion, followed by thick plumes of black smoke rising above the crash site.
So sad, bro.
We do have several possible scenarios.
So they honestly didn't confirm that there was a bird strike. They said there was a loss of thrust. So that kind of points to the either the engines going out or the actual wings of the plane not being in the right position, or the landing gear not being retracted at the right altitude. And that's what they've kind of came to a conclusion about, which is why I kind of wait a few days after things like this happen so they can actually provide additional facts, because this video was literally created and posted the day that the crash happened. So there was all speculation up until this point. But they concluded that it was one of those three scenarios with the plane. They did find the black boxes, but that information hasn't been released yet. But the more intriguing part for me is the sole survivor, bro. The one person in 11A that survived a plane crash that 241 people perished, which is still a sad day in the day of aviation, bro. But you have to understand like how miraculous this guy survived this plane crash.
However, according to reports, Vishwas reportedly managed to push open the damaged emergency door and walk out of the wreckage.
What?
Contrary to earlier reports suggesting he had jumped, he actually walked away from the crash site.
Bro, if he had a jump from that altitude, he would have broken all of his bones. And we'll see an actual video of him walking away from the crash right after this.
This was possible because the plane had only climbed to about 625 feet before losing control. Mania was flying at a relatively low altitude. Such an escape may have been physically possible under these circumstances. That all remains incredibly dangerous and nearly unimaginable.
Yeah.
Coming back to the survivor, he reported hearing a loud bang shortly after takeoff.
So that was probably the engine losing either thrust or the engine just like having a catastrophic error.
Sound might have been an engine failure.
Yeah.
What's puzzling is that no smoke was visible in any of the video footage taken at the time. That absence of visible smoke raises the possibility that both engines may have lost thrust simultaneously. Such a scenario could result from a mechanical failure within the engines or a problem with the aircraft's fuel system. Either way, losing thrust from both engines right after takeoff would make it extremely difficult, if not impossible, for the aircraft to gain altitude or maintain controlled flight. There's also speculation about a potential mechanical failure involving the aircraft's control surfaces, specifically the flaps, which play a crucial role in generating lift during takeoff.
Yep. You have to
Any
retract
malfunction
them.
here could have resulted in an immediate and dangerous drop in altitude. On the Boeing 787 Dreamliner,
Bro, like, is Boeing having literally the worst few years of operation ever? And there have been like whistleblowers that have told literal like judges and jury that Boeing goes out of their way to cut corners in order to maximize profits. And this is the result of them cutting corners, is their planes are consistently malfunctioning and crashing, bro. Like Boeing has literally the worst safety record compared to Airbus, which is their main competitor. And I don't understand why people keep buying Boeing airplanes, bro. Just buy Airbus. It's a lot safer and it's a lot less of a risk. This is insane. Like, why wouldn't they try to like look into Boeing a lot more and really punish them, bro? So I didn't want to just rip off this whole video and show you guys. You guys will have to go ahead and follow AI Telly to finish the entire video. But I wanted to just show you guys how the survivor of that crash walked away. This is the video that really, really like struck a chord. I was like, there's no way, bro. Like, look at this, right? Okay, so that's the plane crash. And you guys see the guy in the white shirt. Oh, I can't make it larger. There's a guy in a white shirt right there, right where my mouse cursor is. That's the survivor. He just walked away. Bro, so look at this. He's walking away with his phone in his hand, bro. Like he just came off of like, like he just came off of vacation. Like, can you imagine, bro? It says, new video shows a shocking moment. The Air India survivor can be seen walking away from the fiery crash site behind him, bro. Look at him. He's unscathed. He's just like, hey, man, I need help. Craziness, man. So Vishwash Kumar Ramesh, who was 40, was the sole survivor of Air India Flight 171, which crashed in Ahmedabad. Oh my gosh, I'm butchered it already. India, just 30 seconds after taking off on Thursday. Yeah, the actual footage is wild, bro. Crazy. Oh, dude, I don't even want to see it. I don't even want to see it. But he actually had an interview, man. Look at this. I cannot believe myself how I was able to get out from there alive, because for a while I thought I was going to die. And when I opened my eyes, I felt alive. So I tried to remove the seatbelt and I was able to get away from there. Holy shit, bro. In front of my eyes, the air hostess and other auntie uncles had already perished. Oh my gosh, bro. Within a minute of takeoff, for 5 to 10 seconds, it felt as if it got stuck. So the plane felt as if it got stuck in the air. And then green and white lights turned on, and later for takeoff, they accelerated, and it hit at speed where
बाद में प्लेन में लाइट ऑन हो गई, ग्रीन और वाइट. बाद में वो पता नहीं वो प्लेन टेक ऑफ ज्यादा करने के लिए वो रेस तो बोलते हैं क्या, रेस दिया होगा ऐसा कुछ, और सीधा स्पीड में ही घुस गया जहाँ वो क्या था वो
hostel.
There was a hostel of a hospital. Dog, these subtitles are terrible.
Hospital का.
हाँ, hostel में.
Oh, so it crashed into a hostel. Okay.
और सब सामने सब हुआ.
Bro, imagine if you are the sole survivor of a plane crash and you're able to give an interview literally like the day of, and you're like, yo, I saw everybody perish on board except me. Holy, bro. That is insane. That is insane. And this is the last video here that I have about the crash. It says that CNN analyzes the flight data and video of the doomed Air India crash. It's only 2 minutes. So we'll see if we can really hang with it for a second. Oh, bro, they got the sound, dog. Oh, my gosh.
These are the final moments of Air India Flight 171, a Boeing 787 Dreamliner with more than 200 people on board,
that's so sad.
Struggling to stay in the air.
Oh, shit,
It crashes in a huge fireball. A CNN analysis geolocating multiple social media videos and examining flight tracking data shows how the deadly crash unfolded. The plane took off at 1:38 p.m. local time from Ahmedabad Airport in western India. CNN synced together flight tracking data with this video from a security camera. The Dreamliner is heading to London Gatwick Airport. It reaches 625 feet in the air. But then the tracking stops, less than a minute after takeoff. You can see in the CCTV it starts descending, plummeting at a speed of 475 feet per minute before it hits the ground. But there was enough time for a mayday call, according to India's civil aviation director.
Bro, that's
Geolocated
fast.
videos show the plane crash just outside the airport. This video of the plane's fall was filmed about 650 feet beyond the airport
Oh my
perimeter.
gosh.
On the ground at part of the
Oh,
crash site, you
shit.
can see the plane's tail lodged in the roof of a building. That building is here, housing a food hall and just half a mile from the airport. The fuselage and main crash site just 465 feet away from the tail, where a massive fireball can be seen in a populated neighbourhood. Officials say people on the ground are among the dead. Closer footage shows the horrific aftermath
Oh, I'm not
as
gonna show
recovery
that.
teams
Okay.
comb through the charred wreckage.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine CNN showing like the stuff that we can't really they don't really put on YouTube like that. So I wouldn't imagine them to put it on here. So thank goodness.
But incredibly, at least one passenger survived and was taken to the hospital. He heard a loud bang about 30 seconds after takeoff. He was in seat 11A,
Bro.
which according to online...
Seat 11A is about to be the hottest seat, no pun intended, going forward, bro. But that guy is incredibly blessed. I don't really believe in luck. I think it's divine intervention for sure, bro. Literally everybody else that was on that plane is gone, and you're the only one left because there was an emergency seat on the other side, right? 11J had an emergency exit, and they perished. But why you? So that was definitely, in my very honest opinion, like divine intervention.
seat maps is right next to the emergency exit. This is the first crash of a Boeing 787 Dreamliner, and while the cause is still unknown, this latest disaster puts more pressure on Boeing following a string of failures in recent years.
Yeah, Boeing is an
So
L,
according
bro.
to the plane's tail number, it started flying in 2013, just 2 years after Boeing started manufacturing these 787 Dreamliners. Now, investigators will be looking into the maintenance records and pilot training in their search for answers. Katie Poglay, CNN, London.
Bruh. If it's Boeing, I'm not going, bro. That is what I say. Especially like if it's like with an airline carrier that is not like a major airline carrier like Delta or United. If it's like one of these off-brand carriers or they have a horrible safety record, like Air India isn't known for being the best flight or airline carrier in the world, right? They're known as one of the worst, right? Disgusting airplanes and bad safety records and horrible maintenance records. That's going to be a no for me 100% of the time. So I say if it's Boeing, I ain't going unless I can avoid it, right? I flew a Boeing airplane. I fly Boeing all the time, right? But that's with like reputable carriers, people that we know for a fact are held to a specific state safety standard, and the airplane is pretty much safe for the most part. But the thing is, bro, don't fly Air India, bro. They even had another mishap earlier this week where they had to, let me see if I can find it. Air India turnaround. Yeah, they had another one going from, yeah, right here. Another one, say right here, Delhi. Yeah, this one right here. This one was like crazy right
this
after.
morning after a suspected technical snag was reported and the flight made
Bro, and they say a technical snag, bro. That's what they call it.
a U-turn and landed safely at the Hong Kong airport around 9:29 a.m. local time. All passengers have
Boy, that accent is thick, bro.
been deboarded and the aircraft is currently being inspected. The airline claims it was a precautionary move, but this raises fresh questions on aircraft health, the technical snags, the safety checks, and the rising number of mid-air scares. Harsha is joining us live. Harsha,
Crazy.
AI315. Tell us what.
Bro, I can't deal with the accent. No offense, but this is a continuing theme with Boeing aircraft, and it's the second for Air India within a week. And this was just yesterday, which I find insane. So right now, if you have a flight with Air India, you may want to cancel it and book with somebody else. Or if you're planning on booking a flight with Air India, just don't do it, bro. All right. The last story that I have for you guys today is about the Chase Sapphire Reserve increasing their annual fee. And shout out to the points guy. We have confirmation here. So this was just released today. And it says Chase Sapphire Reserve changes. New earning rates, more statement credits for a higher annual fee. And as I read before even presenting this to you guys, it is the brand. It's going to be branded as the new Amex Platinum card, bro, based on the price of the annual fee. This is just where the industry is going, and it's not Boeing. This summer, we anticipated changes coming to the Chase Sapphire Reserve, Chase's premium travel rewards card. Now the details are official. Y'all ready for this, man? Our credit card predictors for 2025 considered the Sapphire Reserve a potential candidate for an overhaul, especially since the card's perks hadn't been, man, if I can read today, bro, hadn't been updated since 2021. The Chase Sapphire Reserve will soon charge the highest annual fee in the premium market, $795. And feature a host of new statement credits and benefits to offset its increase from the previous $550 annual fee. Bro, that is over a 50% increase from $550 to $795 is ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous. No amount of statement credits can really make up for that, bro. I don't think so. While a steep annual fee hike may surprise some card holders, Chase has included multiple new features to help lessen the sting. Lessen the sting, bro. They already know it's going to sting. It's crazy. Is it worth maintaining the card or adding it to your wallet? No. Let's start with a quick overview of the changes before breaking down some key points to help you decide if you should apply for, upgrade, or downgrade the refreshed Chase Sapphire Reserve, bro. This is ridiculous, man. So let's look at the summary of changes. There's a lot to cover with the Chase Sapphire Reserve's summer 2025 changes. So let's break down what's changing and what isn't. What's changing? Higher annual fee and authorized user annual fee. Both of those are going up. Some earning rates, multiple new statement credits on travel and lifestyle spending, complimentary status with IHG hotels and resorts, new perks you'll receive after reaching a minimum spend threshold. Oh boy, it sounds like that $75,000 limit or threshold. New points accelerator card called Points Boost, replacing the current 50% boost when redeeming through the Chase Ultimate Rewards portal. And existing card holders have a 2-year grace period. Bro, this is ridiculous, man. Who wants to jump through all of these hoops just to get all these statement credits, bro? Card design changes. Who cares about what a card looks like, man? Current card holders will receive the new card after their current card has expired. Card holders can now hold the Sapphire Reserve and Chase Sapphire Preferred card at the same time. Thanks, Chase. What's staying the same? Flexible $300 annual travel credit on each card member anniversary. Note that this is the only credit that will apply on a card member anniversary schedule. Global entry, TSA PreCheck or Nexus credit. Lounge access, including Priority Pass, authorized users are also still allowed 2 guests at no additional charge. I did a video on comparing the 3 cards and how the lounge situation is with all of the 3 major travel credit cards, and this was literally the only benefit over the Chase Sapphire Reserve, and now with this increased annual fee, boy, man, y'all better go with that Amex, man. If y'all really about to that expensive annual fee life, if you guys want access to the same Priority Pass lounges and Centurion lounges and what is it? All the other lounges too. The see, they have the additional lounges that Chase won't even give you. So what's the point of paying more than the Amex Platinum and you're getting less, bro? This is crazy. Or for my budget travelers, just go ahead and get the Capital One Venture X. Hopefully they don't follow this trend here and increase their annual fee, which I think is going to still be under this, under $795 for sure. And let's look at this. So new applicants approved for the card on or after June 23rd will immediately unlock the new perks through they will incur the higher annual fee. Card members approved for the card prior to this date will gain access to the points boost on June 23rd and the rest of the benefits on October 26, 2025, with the higher annual fee on your renewal on that date. Holy. So this is what the points guy thinks. The new credits are meant to offset the annual fee surge, but they're most useful if you've already spent with the designated merchants. Maintaining the current $300 travel credit in its pre-existing form is I don't think so. I disagree with this. I think if they're going to increase the annual fee to that substantial degree, I believe that they should also increase the travel credit and bump it up at least $100, bro. Just to make people feel like, oh, I'm getting additional value since I'm paying more and I'm not really extracting additional value out of the card. They can at least have some tangible value from the card if this is bumped up to $100. Because if it's kept the same, what's the point, right? So while increasing the earning rate on flights and hotels booked directly to 4 points per dollar spent is a positive move. Decreasing the 3 points per dollar earning rate on general travel will hurt those who frequently book vacation rentals or cruises. The $75,000 spending requirement to unlock premium perks is steep and may not be attainable for some cardholders. That's crazy. That's wild. See, they even recommend the Capital One Venture X right here. It has to be one of the best travel credit cards in existence at this very point in time before they raise the annual fee. And I hope they don't for a very long time, because what that card offers, it's a steal, bro. They literally pay you to keep the card every single year. And I love my Capital One Venture X card. And I refuse to get the Amex and now even the Chase. I'll get the Platinum card before I get the Chase card 100% of the time, bro. That's the major change, in my opinion, is the annual fee going up to $795, bro. That's an L for Chase. Who cares about earning more per dollar spent, bro? Who cares about that? That's the major point. They have other things here. They have new statement credits. We can go through them really quickly, kind of like super quick. So $500 annual credit for the Edit, Chase's curated collection of luxury hotels and resorts. No, not really. Not really useful for a lot of people. $300 annual credit for StubHub or Viagogo purchases of concert and event tickets. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. I can see people using that. A $300 annual monthly, $300 annually in monthly DoorDash credits. Okay, that's fine. They had that before, but okay. $300 annual dining credit and prime time reservations at Sapphire Reserve exclusive tables. I don't see people using that. $250 annual statement credit for Apple TV Plus and Apple Music subscriptions. Okay. Now they kind of leaning into the Amex Platinum territory. $120 in annual statement credits towards Peloton. Okay. $120 of complimentary DoorDash Door Pass membership. Say that 10 times fast, bro. DoorDash Dash Pass. $120 in annual Lyft in-app credits, up to $10 monthly. I think they had that before the changes, but bro, it just kills it. The annual fee just kills this card. Complimentary IHG Platinum Elite status. If you're a frequent traveler, this card may be like the best thing going now. But for my people that travel like 3 or 4 times a year, this card is just not it, bro. It's just not it. Let's see. Anything else? Oh, this is the bro. After you spend $75K, this is what you get. You get a $500 credit for Southwest Airlines, $250 credit for the shops at Chase, Spirit Airlines A-list status, IHG One Rewards Diamond Elite status. If you spend $75K, you get this stuff. You get 4 things.
Bruh.
Chase, I think, in my opinion, Chase just shot themselves in the foot with this raise in the annual fee. That's it, man. I think this stuff is changing this year. So if you do have the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, guys, tell me what you think in the comments below, because I think this is wild. I'm so glad I downgraded my Sapphire Reserve card into the Chase Freedom card and locked it and never use it again. I'm strictly using the Capital One Venture X card moving forward. That is my go-to. $395 a year. I get all the lounge access. I have a Capital One Venture X, I had a Capital One lounge at my home airport here in Las Vegas. Absolutely wonderful experience. I'm never giving up my Capital One Venture X card unless they raise the annual fee to a crazy amount. But until that point in time, I will be a diehard advocate for the Capital One Venture X card. But you guys let me know your opinions and thoughts in the comments below. And I hope you guys got all of that information all in one stream in less than 45 minutes. We covered a lot, man. We covered travel advisories, got new merch, guys. I got the comment is pinned in the chat. If you guys want to check out my new merch, first 2 orders are 10% off, and we're licensed by Adidas, boy. Yeah, we got the hoodies licensed by Adidas. That wasn't easy. So, yeah, they're a little bit expensive, but bro, high quality hoodies, man, with the logo on it. So please go support that channel at trippinwithjay.com. And we covered the water gun incident in Barcelona, which is kind of crazy. People hating on tourists. We also hit on the Air India crash and how it happened and how there was only one survivor and how he survived that plane crash. And of course, we covered the Chase Sapphire Reserve going crazy with the annual fee at $795 per year. And I love doing this, man. So if you guys are interested in this type of content, doing news on Tuesdays and talking about important topics on Thursdays and Saturdays live, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And if you love IRL streams when I do travel, make sure you also subscribe and hit the bell notification, because your boy is traveling tomorrow to a secret location. And I'm going to just pop up with a live stream when I do get to my destination tomorrow. So just be on the lookout for that. And I'll be there until Sunday, guys. So just look forward to a live stream damn near every day. So I appreciate you guys tuning into the live. And make sure you go support the new merch at trippinwithjay.com. My name is Jay. Thank you guys for tuning into the live stream. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit that bell notification. And also go support your boy. All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I'll see y'all tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and probably Sunday too. But thank you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Be safe out here, man. This world is going crazy. Make sure you guys stay safe. Peace.
It's not a game, it's a